IT law questions part 3. Windows license. Windows license is legal authorization that allows the users to install and use Microsoft Windows operating software on the computer. It grants the right to access the software and typically come with terms and conditions outlined in the license agreement. Types of license versus media license purchased by consumers allowing installation on a single device. OEM license commercial comes pre-existing installed on a new computer and is tied to that hardware. Volume license is designated for organizations and business allowing multiple installations across many devices. Activation. After installation, a Windows requires activation to verify that the license is genuine and not being used on many devices. Features and versions. Different licenses may provide access to different versions of features of Windows. Open source license. Open source licenses are software licenses that allow content to be used, modified, and shared. They facilitate free and open source for development. Intellectual property law restricts the modification and shifting of creative work. They grant the recipient the rights to use the software, examine the source code, modify it, and distribute the modification. The two main categories of open source license are permissive and copyleft. Typically, they require attribution and disclaimed liability. Copyleft requires derivative work to be distributed as a source code and under a similar license. Now, meta tags. Meta tags are important because they impact how your site appears and how many people will be inclined to click through your website. They have to impact your web traffic and engage rate, which will impact your traffic and engagement rates. Meta tags are important part of a solid SEO strategy. Although some tags might not have the direct impact on ranking, they do impact how your site appears on the digital ecosystem. Additionally, they could also be a factor in how many non-traditional search results. Framing. Web browsers allow web authors to divide pages into frames. A frame is an independently controllable window on a website through which images from another websites can be viewed. Since it's possible for the site to call of all frames content from different locations, a program may frame another web content beneath his or own banner. This allows him to use creative content owned by another entity to sell banners and advertising on its own site. A typical use of frames is to have one frame containing a selection menu and another frame that contains the space where they are selected. Deep hyperlinking. In this context of the World Wide Web, deep linking is the use of hyperlink that links to a specific or indexed piece of web content on a website. The URL contains all the information needed to point to a particular item. Deep linking is different from mobile deep linking, which refers to the directly linking to an app content. This is intentional. One of the design purposes of the web is to allow the authors to link to any published document. The possibility of the so-called deep linking is therefore built into the web technology by default. Hacking. A commonly used hacking definition is the act of compromising digital devices and networks through the unauthorized access to the account. Hacking is not only a malicious act but is commonly associated with illegal activity and or data theft by cyber criminals. Hacking refers to the misuse of devices like computers and to cause damage to corrupt systems, gather information or steal data and documents. A traditional view of hackers is a lone programmer who is highly skilled in computers, in coding and modifying computer softwares. Hackers are increasingly growing in sophistication and using stealthy attack methods designed to go completely unnoticed by cyber software security software. Cyberstalking. Cyberstalking is the use of internet or other electronic means to harass an individual, group, or organization. It may be also include monitoring threats, vandalism, or blackmail. These unwanted behavior are perpetrated online and causes intrusion into an individual like as well as negatively impact a victim's mental well-being. Cyberstalking is often accompanied by real-time or offline stalking. Both are motivated by a desire to control or influence a victim. Software piracy. Software piracy is the illegal use of distribution, copying, or sharing of the software without the copyright or owner's permission. It can be intentional or accidental, and can't take many forms, including end user piracy. When a piracy or organization makes more copies than they are licensed for. Counterfeiting, the illegal duplication or distribution of software. Client server overuse. When too many people are on the network, use one many copy of the program. Increased vulnerability to cyber attacks. The pirated software may make a computer more vulnerable to malware and adware. Legal consequences. User pirated software may face legal consequences, including financial penalties. Thank you.